So in today's video, I'm giving you my best tips on how to keep a small van space organized. I'm here at my stepdad's on the way to warmer weather, and it's nice out, which helps me with tip number one. So tip number one is to occasionally go through things and sift through them. If you haven't used something for over a year or so, it is a good indication that you may not need it. There are some exceptions to that, but this is my little garage bin that goes in the back of my van. And so I will sort through this and see if there's anything that I really don't need to carry around with me all the time. And occasionally when I'm sifting through things, I find another place that would be more suitable to store it. So now I have gone through some of the things and I've organized it a little more. And now I see some of the things that I need, some fire starters and things like that. So that also helps you realize what you have and maybe haven't been using and need more of. Tip number two, look for miniaturized versions of things like this spoon and spatula. They're things that I use often, but I used to have bigger versions of them and I've slowly replaced them with smaller things because they take up smaller space. I also have my miniaturized version of a luggable loo. It's not for everyone, but it works for me because of its size and where it fits. I also look for miniature versions of salad dressings and things that I can have. Like, there's no need to really carry around big things if I can find smaller versions of them. This is a little Tabasco sauce. I also, as much as possible, try to put things into smaller containers. I have a miniature Bluetooth speaker that I can charge with my little baby Jackery. This miniature windshield for the front windshield. This miniature scraper for scraping the snow off or the ice off cars. Tip number three, and maybe the most important one, is that everything has a place and that you know what that place is so that you can know where to reach for that item. I had picked these up. These are just canvas closet organizers, and I cut it in half so that they would serve here in the front where I have this newfound space where my seat came out. And I thought that that would be better to have more of a soft container than a hard container. If I put a dresser or something that came out and was a sturdy wooden container that couldn't contour to the shape. Like if I had access to a way to contour a piece of wood to fit perfectly, I would love that. But since I don't, I just got these, which will easily conform to the curve of the dash and on my door. And so I cut it in half and I put grommets on this one that is the part that I had to cut off of this, so that now I'm going to try to use bungee cords to attach them. And my stepdad had some extra little miniature bungees, so if these bigger ones don't work, then I can try these. And I think especially for the door over here, I might just use the mini ones because it doesn't have to go far. But for this one on the dash, I'm gonna try to make it attached to that back there and then just hang here. So for this one, I got two-sided tape and then got this little metal hook. We'll see how that goes. For now, it looks like it'll work once I get things in here. I'm not putting anything heavy in either one of these because this one, I obviously want to be able to pull up so that I can access my cooler there. So when I open the door, I can also have access to them like this. As you can see, I have my noggle to get the heat back, so that's where that is right now. It just runs along here. So then I just have some socks, a hat, some flashlight that would normally just be bunched up somewhere, my yoga mat. Got a few more things that I usually go in there. And then this is empty because I still have to figure out what I put in there. Tip number 4, make sure everything is accessible within 1 or 2 moves. Early on, I got frustrated when I knew things were right there, but I had to shuffle or juggle through something to get to it. By the time I got it, it was just a hassle. A good example of that is my clothes. I used to have them in packing cubes within this so that I was thinking I was more organized that way, which I was, but it was just harder to get access to it. So I have since replaced that method with this method, which is nice because I can just reach in, it's one move, pull the drawer out, and I'm done. I have 4 of those. This is where I have my pants, and then up on top I have my sweaters and jackets and things like that. And that's true of all of the things that you regularly use. If you have them out available to you, it's much easier than if you have to dig through even a drawer to try to find them, I find. So I have things that I use on a regular basis right out here where I can reach them. Another example is my stove. I just have to pull it out here and place it on here to cook. Another example is my toilet. All I have to do is pull it out and it's accessible to me, and my pee jar too. Something else that's accessible are my toiletries, my camp chair, my coats, my sweaters. And then these are just miscellaneous items that I have. This is a roller for your clothes to get things off, a mace, and then same here. This would just be some extra items, extra glasses that I have, some things that I take with me when I'm hiking, some USB cords and things like that. So they're organized but accessible. And you rarely get to see this because this side is usually open, but this is where I have some of my river shoes and gym shoes, sandals, my coloring markers. I keep those things just one move and I can have them easily accessible to me. Some exceptions to that would be seasonal items or things that you're not going to need to have access to all the time. For instance, up here, if it's not winter time, I put my winter jackets maybe behind some other things and pull the lighter things up to the front. Also, my shower is not always set up, so my shower I have to the back, my shower curtain, I should say. So that I would have to pull these out and then just reach for it and get it. And when I'm in a place where I can have my shower up all the time, then I do that. I just have it up and out, but it's not one of those things that I am always going to have set up. And my water storage container, same thing. For maintenance and regular cleaning and things like that, it's a couple steps to get it out and maintain it well. But I figure I don't have to do that every day or even every week. So it's okay that it takes a couple extra steps for me to do that. It's also nice when you can access almost everything from inside your van. For instance, I can access my garage stuff from outside the van, but I can just as easily, in a couple steps, move this out and then have access to all my garage stuff. So I hope this was helpful to you as you think through how to organize your own van. As always, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.